I actually got into advertising through market research, incidentally. So I was with Nielsen, and I was fortunate enough in that every time I did presentations, invariably either the client or the agency said to me, let's talk, we'd love to have you in our organization. So clearly I understood the data very well. And that's how I got in. My first agency was Bernstein, Loxton, Golding & Klein, small boutique agency. I'm gonna say something very un-PC, I guess, run by Jews who knew what they wanted. and in fact, from that day, we had Arlene Klein as our CEO and Daryl. So on the subject of women and women leaders, I've been blessed by the fact that I've had female mentors and leaders around me from day one. I started in the 80s, a bit of a Mad Men era. So yes, if you asked me if the guys were crazy and what happened to the girls, I think the guys were crazy, but in a very, very good way. I think we were taught to be passionate. After BLGK, I worked at Ogilvy for many, many years, and you don't find passion like you find there. And from Robin Putters to Alan Bunton's and many, many people along the way, if you weren't brilliant and if you didn't care and if you didn't know your stuff, you did not have a place. You did not have a place. So Robin would ask me to dismiss many, many people, and some I did and some I pushed back on. But if we weren't great as account people, we really, really didn't have a place. Robin would say, Al, if you don't add value, then tell your clients to phone my creative people or my strategists. So as an account management person, or suits that we were affectionately called in those days, you needed to know your stuff, and to know your stuff, you needed to switch on your brain and to do homework and to be passionate. And I think for me, that's how you win in life. I don't care what era we're in, whether it's technological era, whether it's old-fashioned. It's about application of passion. It's about giving a damn to do your best because you want to and because you care. It's a fancy title, but at the end of the day, what is it that I do? I need to be on the forefront of understanding how to grow a business. And how do you grow a business? The first step of growing a business is actually protecting and nurturing what you have. So I've been fortunate to walk into a place called Metro that has an incredible talent pool and has an incredible client base. So my first and most important thing to do is to understand that and to nurture it and grow it. I really fundamentally believe that greed is the enemy of great. So when I say grow, I don't mean grow as in, add to the top line every 2 months, every 3 months. Yes, we need to do that to an extent, but you grow by taking the clients with you, and we measure our success in the success that our clients have. We sometimes refer to ourselves as an agency that kind of moves the stock exchange forward. And I guess you need to understand actually the responsibility that you hold when you work with a client like MTN, when you work with a client like FNB, and so on and so forth. And you look at a client like MTN, how courageous they are. They operate in more than 20 countries on the African continent. And from the agency that started out with them as a South African agency, to today an agency that runs the Southeast Africa region for them. And in addition to that is their group agency that now strategizes at group level and has people on the ground today in Rwanda with a visit to Cote d'Ivoire, but actually our offices exist in Zambia, Uganda, and so on and so forth. You've got to realize what that means. Client has faith in you. You understand your client. You're responsible for moving the brand and the business forward. But really, what I really, really love about being in a leadership position is about what leadership is to me and to many, many people. It's about unlocking the potential of those around you. So we have an obligation. And Sonia, you walked in today and challenged me on something that I will go home and think about tonight. Women have risen through marketing. Women have risen through the business and indeed the advertising landscape. But in the creative field and even perhaps in the strategic field, have they really, really risen? Have their voices been heard? And I think as women, as consumers today, never mind leaders of business, they hold the power. And I do believe that we have to put that in the forefront.